exceptional talent and got a lot out of himself, I think is a better way to categorize it. But do you have any regrets that it seems like now you're moving to Bora and you're balancing elite sports days are maybe behind you, or do you have more ambitions?
No, I think you're right. Go to the Worlds in how many days? It says on my phone, 39 days. 39 days to Worlds, and that will probably be my last international event for GB. I mean, never say never. I could do like gravel worlds or esports worlds or something like that, but more for a bit of fun. Regrets. I think the one thing reflecting back on the Olympics is that because you were so close, you always wonder, like, should I have done something different? Like, should I have not done this or done a bit more of that or trained a bit differently? And I think hindsight's can be a wonderful thing, but also a frustrating thing at the same time, because especially when you want a different result, you find so many different ways that you could have improved. But at the same time, like, I've had what I think is quite a successful career, like national championships, European championships, world championships, Commonwealth Games medal, Olympic medal, a world record, world hour record. It's been pretty awesome. You always, you want more, like every rider does, but it's been, amazing. And but at the same time, like, I've missed out on so many fun things, not just in cycling, but in life. Like, I live in Andorra and it's a lovely place to be, but most of my family and friends are in the UK, and you miss out on family occasions and trips away and just the fun time with your mates. Like, even if it's down at the pub, or if you go on like a gravel adventure, and like stage racing as well. Like, I had a few years of being a continental rider, and they were such awesome experiences because you're not stressed about like super high performance. You just have like really fun experiences on a bike with your mates, and that's kind of what I feel I've missed. And it's not a regret, it's just, I guess, more what I'm looking forward to in the future, that I can relax a little bit and not question every decision in my life. Is it going to make me faster or not?
It's a weird lens to run stuff through, and I haven't done this dance and tried to make World Tour and failed spectacularly, but for a long time, like, running every decision through that binary lens of, will this make me a faster bike rider? Like, I remember sitting in the cinema with my girlfriend at the time, like, eating spinach in the cinema. I normalized that at the time, like, thinking, no, that's normal. This is something people do. But so, especially with a French team now, like what we know about fuel and carbohydrate intake. But I was with a French team, and they were fanatical about weight. So, like, I'm walking around now, and I look like a pretty skinny dude, I'd say, walking around at 80 kilograms, like 68 in France. Totally hyper obsessed, and it's not a part of sport that anyone really gets to see unless they're high performance, but the opportunity cost to pursuing it, whether you make it or not, is quite high.
Yeah, and so many people don't make it as well, and they have regrets for what they have missed, because a lot of that period as well is your formative years when you're sort of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I mean, I'm really glad that I went to university, and like the experience I had there were amazing, and they made me who I am. And I don't really regret the decision I made. And I'm quite glad that I approached cycling a little bit later in that respect. But nowadays, if you want to make it, you can't. You have to sacrifice those years. And if you don't make it, then it can be a bit of a frustrating existence. And even when you do make it, it's not that World Tour cycling is this lovely dream. Like, it is a hard existence. You ride your bike a lot, you travel a lot, you don't see your family and friends all that much. It can be quite challenging. And especially if you're not achieving the performance you want to, or you're in a bad team with a poor culture, it can be pretty down. I sound like I'm putting an absolute downer on it, but like, just to try and like lift the lid a little bit, that it's not all like champagne and roses and parties. It's hard work and a lot of travel, and can be pretty challenging at the same time.
Yeah, I think high performance happens in the shadows.
Yeah, nobody sees what happens behind closed doors, the work that goes into it, but they obviously see the output. And yeah, I think ideally it's something I want to do in the future a little bit more of. So I partnered with IMechE, which is the Institute of Mechanical Engineering, to kind of show what you study at school, how relevant that is to being a high performance practitioner. If you're an aerodynamicist or a nutritionist or an engineer or whatever role you have in a high performance environment, that what you learn is actually important, because that tangible link never really is discussed or shown in the public domain. So I'm hopeful to try and create a system or project that kind of shows that in a bit more detail, and with the partners and the teams that I work with, hopefully encourage them to do exactly the same, because I feel there's a big missing link there, and we're lacking in a lot of engineers and aerodynamicists within high performance sport across the board. So yeah, that's kind of a big ambition of mine.
I have the antidote to your high performance. I'm going to convince you to come bike packing with me next.
I'll be well up for that. Bit of fun.
It couldn't be less high performance. It's beers in the evening, and then you try and knock out 200k the next morning, hung over to shit.
That was actually on my post-Olympic agenda, and annoyingly didn't actually fit in. So I built a gravel bike literally 2 weeks before I went to the Olympics, And there's a 370k gravel loop in Norfolk where my wife's parents live called Rebellion Way. And I've been keen just to like, firstly, eye it up, check it out, and then hit it real hard for the fastest known time next year. So that's high on the agenda.
I got back 2 weeks ago. We went on Italy, Albania, Bosnia, Slovenia, Montenegro, Croatia, back in Italy, but like on the beer every night, but then sort of 150 to 200k in the day then. But we tried to hit it pretty hard, so it ended up being more of team time trial during the day than it did. So real social. Whoever drank least the night before, so it's like 10-minute turns, 320 watts each, swinging off team pursuit style. You well fit in
for 200k. Man, I've served my time. I don't need to do that.
My missus texts me going, "You having good fun?" I was like, "We haven't talked to each other in 7 hours. Like, we're just doing your turn and get back in the wheel."
Well, it's time too, right?
Yeah. Dan Bigham, I've enjoyed this a lot.
Nah, it's been awesome. Thank you for
that. Thanks, buddy. If you enjoyed this conversation, please click up here. There's another video I know that you're absolutely going to love. And click over here and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our amazing upcoming guests.